What is up, you guys? Welcome to another video, or first video I might say. So I'm just gonna go over my trading plan for this week. I'm an investor and a trader, but I'm just going to be focusing on the trading part. So we got a few companies reporting, a few interesting ones, not too exciting, but we got a few big boys. First, going with Tuesday, I'm going to be looking at Tall Brothers. They're a house builder, a luxury house builder. On Wednesday, I'm looking at Etsy, Wingstop, Carvana, Cheesecake Factory. These are all interesting companies to me. Wingstop, I won't be going over it too much, but the valuation is very high, so I'm just curious to see how. I'm just curious to see the report and how the market reacts to that. Got a similar situation with Carvana, but I think they have a higher chance of going up. Cheesecake Factory, I think that they have a good potential for a decent earnings move, depending on their numbers. I think it's an overlooked one and it's a sneaky grower. On Thursday, we of course gonna have Alibaba and Walmart. I'm looking carefully at those two, but I may not be trading either of them, but we'll see about that. So I'll go over the first trade. I made a list for you guys. So the first trade is actually not earnings this week, but there will be earnings next week. But it's a company that just gaining momentum now due to a few reasons, and that company name is Nevius Group, stock ticker NVIS. So right now they're all-time high, but they caught momentum, and the reason is because Nvidia released that they started a position in Nevius as an investor. They have a stake. So you can see about on Friday, February 14 in the morning, that's when it really started catching momentum. It did close at 6% high, but I think the highest I saw it was 12% ups. I think it can go back easily to $47, $48, hopefully hit $50. I would like to go on this momentum and get a 40%, 50% gain. It could even go higher. I'm gonna see how it goes, but Monday is a holiday in the US, so market is closed. But I'm looking to just add a few call options on Tuesday as soon as the market opens. But I don't really plan on holding them until earnings, right? But yeah, that's the company. What they do is, they're an AI data center company, and they have a subsidiary who creates these delivery robots. And this video was taken in New Jersey. So they are an AI company. Nvidia likes investing in those. Like Serve Robotics was one, but they just recently announced that they removed their stake. So I think that company's down like 30% now. But I'm not going to touch that one. Let's see. The next one is Carvana. Now I'm sure some of you know them. This was a big mover back in the day. It still is. It's a company. It's an online dealership company that buys and sells used cars, and they select a price. So I've never used this, so I don't have an opinion on the company itself. But I'm just it does report earnings, so I'm just looking at if there is a trade, an opportunity to make money off of them. So if you just go through their chart a little bit, this is a 5-year chart. It's forming a nice cup and handle pattern, and when it goes to this pattern, it's really hard to stop that momentum. It's gonna need something big, and this earnings could be the stop of that. I do think this is a company that does have a really great opportunity for a short, but with the momentum it's having now, I find it hard to say that time is now. But anyways, I did end up getting a call option last week, so I got a March 21 $300 call option, and that's already up 34%. So this is pre-ER pump, and I'll most likely sell this before earnings, and I'm thinking of getting a cheaper call option, and potentially a put option as well to hedge myself, um, and be and not really lose that much money on either direction it moves. I think it will move. The worst case scenario is if it doesn't move and I just lose 100% of whatever I traded, but that's an opportunity. Next we have on my list is LYN. So this has earnings on February 20th. That's now you can see in the 1 year chart it's already up 70%. So this is a big mover. And I'm trying to figure out how much that Taylor Swift tour Eras tour was priced into this. I think in the Q3 earnings it might have already talked about it, so I need to go back and look into that. But I think, concerts are just gonna keep going up now. We have a lot of big artists, whether it's Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter. They both have tours, and I think they must have sold big. So I think they have the potential to come in and beat the earnings. And we also have upcoming the Weeknd. He has the tour now, so that's a big one too. In the next couple of months. So I think their guidance will be good too, but it's really hard to say with this one because it is already up a lot. But they could go higher, right? So what does this company do? It's a concert organizer, so that's why I mentioned Taylor Swift and etc. While being a concert organizer, they also own Ticketmaster. So if you've ever used it, it's pretty simple business. You just buy tickets from there, and you pay a service fee. And I find those service fees a bit ridiculous. They take quite a bit, right? And if you ever tried selling the ticket you bought, they charge extra. They also charge again, so they double charge you in this application or company, and whatever you personally think of that's just a money maker for them, without even doing anything, right? So I think Taylor Swift concert, I don't think they were able to resell on this platform until 3 days before the event. So I don't know the numbers in terms of how many tickets were resold in those 3 days through Ticketmaster, because I think most of them went to other third-party resellers like StubHub. But if you knew, those tickets went for like thousands in terms of resale, and they take a fee, right? And they take like a percentage, so I'm sure they took a lot of money. And speaking of that might be a good opportunity to look into StubHub. I don't know if it's a publicly traded company, but they probably have, if it is a publicly traded company, it might have a potential to report really good earnings. But I have to look into that. I don't know if it's publicly traded. So the next one I'm gonna go is already released earnings a few weeks ago, but it's a sell the news strategy, and that's Apple. We have Tim Cook here reporting or tweeting a release of a new product potentially. We don't know what it is, and they're going to be announcing February 19. So you can go ahead and look at this video if you want. Really unclear what it is, but I went ahead, bought call options on Friday. Those are already up 30-40%, close to 50% on one of them. This one, I think I see it going 250 or above. It's the classic buy the rumor, sell the news. So I plan on selling most of it or all of it before the actual announcement, but maybe I'll hold one until next week or something. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, next company is we got Cheesecake Factory. They're reporting earnings. I think it was Feb 19th. Now, why Cheesecake Factory? I think it's a good company. Americans love Cheesecake Factory. I mean, I was in Hawaii last year, and I was kind of surprised on how many people were lining up for Cheesecake Factory when there were like plenty of nice restaurants that use more Hawaiian dishes, whether it's like seafood and those type of ingredients, and people just lined up for Cheesecake Factory, and I was a bit surprised by that. But it shows that Americans love this company. And this is their chart. You see 5-year chart, finally getting back to pre-COVID levels, and their P ratio is pretty cheap compared to its competitors in the restaurant industry like Chipotle and it's like Wingstop, for example. If they report good earnings, I think they have a decent chance of having a nice move to the upside. And they do pay dividends as well. And I think it's a really good opportunity. And when I say Cheesecake Factory, it's not just Cheesecake Factory because they own Fox Restaurant Concepts. So they bought this, I think, right before COVID. And this industry or company owns these concepts, and you have Culinary Dropout, Blanco. The big one is right here in the middle, Flower Child. That's a growing restaurant right now, and Cheesecake owns it. So it's a healthy food, which is the trend right now for Flower Child. I mean, Chipotle has those bowls of the fresh, relatively healthier bowls that people love. I'm in Canada, what we love. In Quebec, they love poulet rouge, which is basically a bowl with rice, veggies, and grilled chicken, and people just love that. So this is like on that same idea of healthy food for people who just wants to eat better outside. And I've looked at Google reviews. They're really good ratings. Their Cheesecake is looking to grow this restaurant and open more locations in the US, and they might have the potential to go even international at some point, but we'll see about that. They also own North Italia, a simple Italian restaurant, good food, good atmosphere, and just a nice restaurant, right? So they own this too. That one's also a growing one, so they're focused on growing Flower Child in North Italia. I'm looking to look at those numbers and then the earnings. I already do have some call options I bought from before, but I will see how much I will actually hold, depending on my risk capital. But I also own stock, so maybe I don't need to own that many calls if I own the stock, right? So we'll see about that. Next one is Toll Brothers. Now this one is a luxury home builder company. So you can see on a 5-year chart, they've just been going up and up. Had a recent dip back, I think, end of 2024. Now, a couple of factors going into this. First one, luxury house inventory seems to be piling up in the U.S. market now. So, if there are more luxury homes, right, not affordable homes or regular, just luxury, these $1 million homes, like if they're piling up an inventory, then they might be not looking to build more and more, right? So they had really good growth the past few years, and those numbers are kind of going down a little bit. Or in the last, revenue, they're expecting a decline by -1% this quarter. What if it's worse than that, right? Interest rates are not that down yet, like they're still pretty high. Tariffs, if Trump put some tariffs, more tariffs, that could increase the price of new builds. So I just don't like, it seems like they're going to be facing headwinds, and it might be a good opportunity to to get early on that, because depending on the earnings report, the market might see the future not that bright anymore. So let's see about that. But that's my trades for this week. And those are just opportunities I went through. I have already placed my position on some of them, and some of them I haven't. And we're gonna see. I'll make an update video on what I end up buying and selling, and we'll go through earnings with it together. Note: I'm not a financial advisor. I just do this on my own with my research and where I think that there's good opportunities. I think I have a proven portfolio, which you probably don't know yet because I just started this video. But one day I'll share with you guys so you can get to know me a little bit more. But let's see how it goes, right? Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.